I'm Daniel Bernhard, Executive Director of the Friends of Canadian Broadcasting, and I'm here to thank you for your support this year and to recap all the great things we accomplished in 2019. It was an exceptionally busy election year, and I'm going to try to do this all in under 3 minutes, so here we go. We kicked off the year with a submission to the panel reviewing our Broadcasting Act. We recommended that the government act now to ensure that all media players are subject to the same rules. The election year started early. We hosted 2 all-candidates meetings in Burnaby, BC and Outremont, Quebec. Our very first We Choose lawn sign was planted in Kelowna, BC. Also, we were outraged by the Christchurch massacre, which was live broadcast on Facebook, and we urged the RCMP to address hate crimes on digital platforms. We released the results of our latest Nanos poll. Did you know that almost 8 in 10 Canadians don't trust social media companies like Facebook to deliver accurate news? That's why we put out full-page ads calling on the government to unfriend Facebook in newspapers right across the country. Back in Ottawa, we attended the Grand Committee hearing on disinformation and fake news, and we partnered with international pranksters, the Yes Men, to show off the absurdity of letting Facebook have free rein in Canada. I also gave a statement at the Canadian Heritage Committee on why it's so important to increase the CBC's budget. And in Ontario, we called on supporters to protest Doug Ford's cuts to TVO, and you jammed the Premier's office with angry phone calls. Out in BC, our volunteers attended our very first Vashaki parade. We hit the streets of Montreal with our À nous de choisir campaign, and we threw our support behind Block Sidewalk, fighting against the unfettered Google takeover of Toronto's waterfront. The We Choose campaign launched in full force in these battleground ridings: Burnaby North Seymour, Burnaby South, Central Okanagan, Similkameen, Nicola, Kelowna, Lake Country, South Okanagan, West Kootenay, South Surrey, White Rock, Calgary Centre, Calgary Confederation, Edmonton Centre, Edmonton, Strathcona, Davenport, Don Valley West, Hamilton West, Ancaster, Dundas, London West, London Fanshawe, Oakville, Ottawa Centre, Parkdale, High Park, Peterborough, Kawartha, Toronto, Danforth, and Waterloo. We partnered with the Canadian Media Guild, the National Campus and Community Radio Association, and the National Ethnic Press and Media Council of Canada. We also hosted 11 screenings of Digital Disconnect and panel discussions right across the country. Our ads were on national radio and in newspapers. The radio was funny and the newspapers were powerful. Online, we partnered with political cartoonist Michael Dieter to draw the media crisis, getting our priorities in front of even more Canadians. You may have read about some of these things because the Globe and Mail also published a lengthy profile on Friends. More than 10,000 of you called into our telephone town halls with Green Party leader Elizabeth May and NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. Friends volunteers also personally briefed dozens of candidates in target ridings across the country. Leading up to the election, we surveyed candidates so that you would know where they stood on key issues like CBC funding, regulating big tech, and protecting Canadian culture. Over 20,000 petition signatures were delivered to the party leaders. Oh, and we got Canadian comedy icon Ed the Sock to tell it like it is for a series of viral videos. When Disney Plus arrived in Canada, we kept the spotlight on the importance of Canadian culture with our op-ed in the Toronto Star about why streaming giants need to pay their fair share. And now, we're preparing for another very busy year in 2020. So thank you for supporting what we do. Please keep following us on social media and tell your friends and family about Friends. We'll see you next year.